What's going on, guys? It's me, Lone, here with a Fallout 4 discussion video, and today we're going to be talking about the potential for Fallout 4 to get 2 additional Wasteland Workshop style DLCs in the future. Now, a couple of videos back I reported on how the DLC Nuka World was potentially leaked for Fallout 4, and within that same leak, which was actually posted on Reddit, and the link is in the description below, there was something else there that I personally looked over really easily, and I think many people looked over just because they saw DLC Nuka World and got really excited about that. And that was the mention of, and you can see it on the screen right now, DLC Workshop 02.esm and DLC Workshop 03.esm. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this suggests that we might be getting 2 additional Wasteland Workshop DLCs is because if you look at the load order that I have for Fallout 4, for example, none of you are going to have from True Storms downwards because they're all mods essentially. But if you look at the ESM that is called DLC Workshop 01, that's essentially Wasteland Workshop. When you install Wasteland Workshop for Fallout 4, this pops up in your load order, this particular ESM. And initially it's quite curious that it's called DLC Workshop 1. In and of itself, it kind of implies that there are going to be further Wasteland Workshop DLCs coming in the future. They'll obviously be part of the season pass, but whether they're going to be sold separately for $5 or whatever, or if they're going to be bundled with the original Wasteland Workshop DLC is yet to be seen. Because it's not like Bethesda officially published that particular piece of DLC as Wasteland Workshop number 1. They just called it Wasteland Workshop. So it would be quite curious if they release another Wasteland Workshop 2 and 3 and call it 2 and 3 without calling the first one 1. It is a bit confusing and it's not confirmed at all. I need to stress that now. This is just speculation on the ESMs that someone's drawn out from the Fallout 4 executable. But I think it raises an interesting discussion. Do you think that Fallout 4 is going to be having another 2 Wasteland Workshops? And if so, how is it going to be implemented and how is it going to be received by the fans? I think if they tried to sell, here is Wasteland Workshop 2 for the month of June or whatever, then fans might be pissed off because fans are really looking for, the Far Harbor and to a lesser extent, the Automatron style DLCs that actually come with quests and that actually come with separate land masses, more so for Far Harbor by the way, and things to do, as opposed to Wasteland Workshop, which was essentially just bolstering a tack-on in the form of the settlement system. Now, as I suggested before, if these additional Wasteland Workshops are going to be bundled with the original Wasteland Workshop, so if you purchase that DLC individually, you'll get the Wasteland Workshop 2 and 3 packs for free, and of course if you have the Season Pass, you'll have them all anyways. I think that might be received much easier by the fans because it's not like Bethesda is saying, we're going to be selling you Wasteland Workshop 2 and 3 individually for a price, and you can't get them even if you paid for the original Wasteland Workshop. I think if they go down the route where they bundle them all together with the original Wasteland Workshop DLC, it's going to be received better by the fans. I know some people might still be a little bit jaded because these are essentially DLCs that are filler until the next big piece of DLC. But I want to keep saying this, and I sound like a broken record at this stage. I still think we're going to get another 3 big pieces of DLC for Fallout 4. They did it for Fallout 3, they did it for New Vegas. Fallout 4 has sold more copies than both of those games. Bethesda has made more money from Fallout 4 than both of those games, presumably anyways, because it seems like they've sold more copies or will sell more copies. Then I think it's very likely that we're going to be seeing at least the same amount of big pieces of DLC as we got in those older games. But I still think it makes sense in order to space out those DLCs and give time for development to have another Wasteland Workshop 2 or 3, but it needs to be, in my opinion, bundled with the old one because I don't think the fans are going to cop another tack on to the settlement system, which essentially was a tack on to the original game. And plus, I don't necessarily mind the smaller pieces of DLC, but to be honest, I want something more similar to Automatron as opposed to Wasteland Workshop, because for me, I never really exploited or used the settlement system as much as other people, so I didn't really find much enjoyment for it. So these Wasteland Workshop DLCs aren't doing much for me personally. They might be doing much for a lot of other people, and I can appreciate that, so I'm not going to criticize them for that reason. It's just that they're not my cup of tea, so I'd like to see something more. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about this topic. As always, I appreciate your thoughts, and until next time, this has been Lone. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.